That night, I ended up pulling an all-nighter because I had to leave the next day, and I still needed to create a bunch of charging cables since I forgot to buy some earlier. I had to touch up some of the paint, and then, worst of all, I realized I never coded in the randomized walk, which was a feature that I promised Universal would work. I continued to work on the randomized code late into the morning, and at that point I started stressing pretty bad because I was out of time and I had to pack up everything and start the 3-day road trip all the way down to LA, and with so much work left to do. And day 2 of the road trip, my AC went out in 90-degree weather.
I'm actually dead inside this time.
Day 3, I got the AC fixed and made it to LA, and at this point, I was thinking, it's just a Minion event. Well, that's when I noticed giant Minion signs and stuff everywhere, and it started to feel like this was a lot more important than I was thinking. So the stress was back on. But thankfully, at the various hotels on the way, I was able to experiment and start to code in the randomization for James. And the day of the event, I spent the remaining hours leading up to it getting the randomized code as good as possible and coding that into every single one of the Minions. However, I also had to charge them all up, and I didn't have much space to test them out. Not to mention, I didn't know if the changes to the code I made would ruin the walking as a group, but it was too late for more tests and we were already running late to the event. So I packed everything up and just hoped it wasn't going to be the biggest fail of my life.